you know what time it is? It's bedtime, and you're here for a bedtime story time. And since our summer reading is all about tales and tales, I have a couple of really neat stories all about animal tales. But before we get started, we have to do our hello song, okay? So you do it with me, okay? It goes like this. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Good job, everybody. We're going to get right into it, but first I want to introduce you to my little stuffed unicorn. And you know what else? I have my pillow. Are you ready for our first story? It's called The Perfect Tail. You see a rabbit, and he has a lot of different colored feathers falling from him. We'll find out why. This is The Perfect Tail, a Fred and Lulu story by My Araki. One day, Fred met Rodney by the stream. Fred is our little rabbit. Rodney is a raccoon. Lovely day for laundry, isn't it? Said Rodney. But Fred didn't answer. He was too busy admiring Rodney's striped tail. Wow. Raccoons have a pretty striped tail. He thought about it all the way home. I wish I had a striped tail like Rodney's, he said. So he painted beautiful stripes on his tail. But it washed away in the shower. I don't think rabbits are supposed to have striped tails, are they? The next day, Fred met Myrtle at the playground, and Myrtle is a little mouse. Great day for swinging, said Myrtle. Come join me. But Fred was speechless with admiration. He couldn't take his eyes off of Myrtle's long tail. Mice do have long tails, don't they? He thought about it all the way home. I wish I had a long tail like Myrtle's, he said. So he tied a long ribbon to his own tail. It's a very long ribbon. But it got all tangled up with the jump rope. Oh, he wanted to jump rope. You can't jump rope very well with a long tail, can you? The next day, Fred went for a picnic with Peter, the peacock. Aren't these sunflower seeds delicious? Said Peter. But Fred couldn't eat. He was all choked up over Peter's colorful tail. Aren't peacock tails so beautiful? I love peacock tails. Fred did too. He thought about it all the way home. I wish I had a colorful tail just like Peter's, he said. So he glued bright feathers all over his tail. But they fell off when he danced. See, there he is with all the colored feathers like we saw on the cover of the book. They didn't last when he wanted to dance with them. The next day, Fred met Penny eating flowers. Ooh, Penny is a porcupine. Care for a snack? Said Penny. But Fred could only gasp. Penny's spiky tail took his breath away. Wow, she does have a spiky tail, doesn't she? He thought about it all the way home. I wish I had a spiky tail like Penny's, he said. So he stuck a bunch of toothpicks onto his tail. But then he couldn't sit down at all. Ouch! That would hurt, wouldn't it? Poor Fred. The next day, Fred was going swimming when he heard a voice say, "What a fine tail you have!" Fred turned around. "You mean me?" he asked. "Of course," said Lulu. Lulu is a rhino. "It's not too stripy, it's not too long, it's not too colorful, and it's not too spiky. It is perfect. You want to go swimming?" So Fred and Lulu are going to go swimming. So Fred and Lulu went swimming together, and Fred didn't have to worry about his stripes washing off. They had a picnic together, and Fred's tail didn't hurt a bit when he sat down. They danced together, and no feathers fell off of Fred's tail. They jumped rope together, and Fred's tail didn't get all tangled up with the jump rope. They look like they're having a lot of fun, don't they? "Thank you, Lulu," said Fred. "This was a wonderful day." "You're welcome, Fred," said Lulu. "I had a good time too." "And, said Fred, "you have a wonderful horn." "Thank you," said Lulu. "I thought you'd never notice." The end. And what I really like about this book is it shows you all the different animal tails. Let's see, there's the peacock, and there's the little mouse tail, a cow, a pig with a curly tail. There's the striped raccoon tail. This one, maybe a dog tail, maybe? I don't know. There's the porcupine tail, a beaver tail, a horse tail. That looks like a kitty cat. That looks like a fox. And that one, I don't know, maybe a squirrel maybe? All right, now I have a song we're gonna do, so I want everybody to stand up. Okay, are you ready? You do whatever I do, okay? Clap, clap, clap your hands, clap them now with me. Clap them fast, clap them slow. Clap your hands with me. Wag, wag, wag your tail with me. Wag it fast, wag it slow. Wag your tail with me. Want to do it one more time? Let's do it one more time, okay? Clap, clap, clap your hands with me. Clap them fast, clap them slow. Clap your hands with me. Wag, wag, wag your tail with me. Wag it fast, wag it slow. Wag your tail with me. All right, good job. Now we're going to do another story. Okay, the name of this story is called Boastful Beaver and His Beautiful Tail. It's an adaptation of an Ojibwa legend. Long ago, Beaver had a tail that was very different than the one he has now. It was a beautiful bushy tail. It was fluffy, and he was very, very proud of it. He loved to show it off to the other animals. Do you see how beautiful it is? Very beautiful. One day as he was walking to his home on the pond, Beaver met Bird. "Those are pretty tail feathers, Bird," said Beaver. "Too bad your tail isn't as pretty as my beautiful tail," said Beaver, walking away. "Well," said Bird, "that wasn't very nice of him to say. Beaver did not hear him. Later, Beaver met Muskrat. Down by the stream. "That's a nice scaly tail you have, Muskrat," said Beaver. Before Muskrat could even say anything, Beaver added, "It's a shame it isn't as beautiful as mine." "Huh," said Muskrat. "That wasn't very nice at all." Poor Muskrat. Beaver is not being very nice, is he? Next, Beaver met Fox, who was walking through the woods. Fox has a nice tail. "That's a nice bushy tail you have there," said Beaver. "But it isn't nearly as bushy as mine." Fox said to herself, "That's a foolish beaver indeed." Beaver was almost home when he saw Mouse. There's Mouse. "My goodness, you certainly have a nice long tail," said Beaver. "It's a shame it's so skinny and not beautiful and fluffy like mine." Beaver walked away before Mouse could say a word. Poor Mouse. Now, not only did Beaver think his tail was the finest in the world, he also was quite proud of his sharp teeth and how good he was at using them to cut down trees. So he decided he would cut down a very large tree so he could boast to the other animals about his sharp teeth. He was so busy cutting the tree that he forgot about where his tail was, and when the tree was cut, it landed on his beautiful bushy tail. "Ouch," said Beaver. It took him quite some time to pull his tail out from under the tree. "Oh no," said Beaver when he saw his tail. It was no longer beautiful and fluffy, but as flat as a pancake, and all the fluffy parts had come off when he had pulled it from under the tree. Beaver began to cry. Owl heard him and flew over to find out what was wrong. Beaver told him what had happened. "My tail is ruined," sobbed Beaver. Owl replied, "I think a flat tail is more useful for you anyway. Now you can use it to swim faster and to pat mud onto your lodge. You can even use it to communicate by slapping it on the water to warn others of danger." Beaver thought for a moment and realized that Owl was right, that a flat tail could be very useful. "Thank you, Owl," said Beaver. "I feel much better now." And from then on, Beaver was quite happy with his flat tail. He still had his nice sharp teeth, but he never boasted about them at all. Indeed, he was never a boastful beaver again. The end. All right, did y'all like that story? I did too. It's never a good idea to be boastful about anything, is it? Beaver learned his lesson. All right, before we say our goodbye song, there's a few books that I just want to show you that we have in the library. This one is called Wag a Tail by Lois Allard. And her books are always so colorful. Then there's one called Only Tadpoles Have Tails. Because you know that baby frogs are tadpoles and they do have tails. But once they become frogs, they don't have tails anymore. And the last book I want to show you is called What Do You Do with a Tail Like This? And it shows different animal tails, and you have to guess which animal the tail is for. And it shows other parts of the animal, and you have to guess what animal it's from. All right. Well, I hope you had a lot of fun at our bedtime story time today. Before we go, we have to sing a song, okay? And it goes like this. Tickle the clouds and tickle the moon. Tickle your toes. Yawn really big. Tickle your nose. Reach down low. Reach up high. Bedtime, story time is over. Say good night. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams. See you next time.